Hello everybody, it's Sean. It's Sunday evening, about 7:10 and March 29th, 2015, and coming to you from my fish room. I wanted to talk a little bit tonight about crowdfunding because people have been asking me about it. Am I happy with it, or what is it? And so I'm going to be very brief because talking here is okay for me because I'm in my private fish room. I'm in the comfort of my room here, so I can talk to the screen. So crowdfunding is basically a person coming forth with an idea. I'm trying to break this down as simple as I can, and saying to a crowd of people, I've got this idea, but I can't do it on my own. Can you please help me? And so the crowd does that. The crowd reaches out and says, okay, and each person of the crowd is free to say, at its most genuine form, most basic form, be able to say, this is what I can do to help you. And so there's a very a key thing here. It's empowering. It's being able to say we can do together more than we can ever do by ourselves. And for people with mental health issues, as I was talking with my doctor the other day, my specialist, even just talking to anybody is difficult. And so when you have a disability, you try to apply for anything. And Steph and I basically we almost lost everything. I say almost because we had our we lost our home. I'm no longer pastoring. But that's all just part of the journey. And if you are thinking at all of crowdfunding, then you must be in the same kind of situation. And if you have a mental health ailment, you're battling hard enough just to even survive every day. So crowdfunding can be a very important thing. For example, if a person like my younger brother, we lost him in December 2014. We had 3 months notice from the moment he first went by the ambulance to the hospital till he passed away with no warning. And yes, he had been screened and everything the year before. But anyway, if he had not, and he had an excellent one, if he had not had a health plan or a benefit package, the costs of everything, including him ending up in the hospice and everything, would have been just astronomical. So people use crowdfunding to support people with illnesses, or people who have lost jobs, or people that are trying to start off and are refusing to die and are refusing to quit, and they keep coming up with ideas and dreams, and they need somebody to help empower them to go forward. And that's what crowdfunding has done for me. One of the things is, somebody told me at the beginning that I should be doing video updates. Well, I used to do videos all the time. I used to do edit radio programs. I used to be on the air as a DJ. So all those things, I'd stopped doing it. And I thought, well, okay, I can understand the reasoning behind to keep everybody engaged and to honor those who have given and to honor those who are still thinking or those who haven't had a chance yet. I know this. I believe it in my heart. God's going to bless everyone who gave. And the words of encouragement. So that's the word I want to talk about for a second. It's the word empowerment. For me, this was empowering. I was able to start expressing myself again. I was able to start connecting with people in a very protective way. The fact that you're still watching this right now means you and I are connecting. And even though you're not right here and I can't shake your hand or anything like that, it's helping me take steps to move from suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder to now in recovery mode, and that's what I'm holding on to. I'm in recovery mode. I know I got a long way to go. In fact, I'm starting to shake again, but well, here we are. So my thoughts are this: if you are looking for something to do, you have to understand you've got to be thick-skinned, and if you've got an anxiety issue that's going to be a challenge. I know for me it's a challenge, but motivating me is my wife and kids. So Stephanie has had to be home for the last couple of years um, to be with me, to help talk me down. Like last night, I had 3 bad bouts, and one of my pills helps keep me from waking up. But as Stephanie tries to talk me down and will talk me through, you can imagine how little sleep she's been getting. So, and her home job is kind of slowing down a little bit. So I'm needing to do this. So if you are looking in the same boat, you got to be thick-skinned. Like I said, you got to tell yourself that people are not going to get it. Some people are going to criticize you. I don't know why it is, but I think in the North American kind of culture, we've got this thing, well, if I had to make it on my own, then so must you, and how dare you, I never got somebody giving me handouts and all those things. Well, you know what? The time is changing, and we are finding that crowdfunding is going to be the way of the future. If people are wanting to still be able to have commerce and everything, then you got to get your mind open. So, but the other thing you got to do is you got to be prepared to also know that sometimes you're not going to see a thing happen on your crowdfunding page, and that you gotta hear me, please. You've got to not take that personally. It's not a personal thing. So it's going to come in waves too. I had one day where I was like, okay, Lord, there's nothing happening. God, I know this is the figure we prayed about, we talked about. Okay, God. And then, like, wham, nothing happens for the longest time. And during that time, you're sitting there, and it's like the old watch kettle kind of thing. If you keep watching the kettle, it's not going to boil any faster. So you got to be prepared for that. And if you've got mental health issues, then you know what? Do what I did. I just started writing down or making a note somewhere, or talking to my wife and kids and saying, okay, you got to hold me here to not panic. I got to keep my eye on time here too. And you have to also have a plan. What is your plan? Like, you don't just go, hey, I want money. Like, I've sat down, I've reviewed, I've done lawn care before. I've worked for private golf courses. I did the greens and the tees and the first cut around the outside of the fairway, the collar. The second cut, whatever terminology you want to use. I've done the greens and tees and stuff for on television golf tournaments. So it doesn't scare me. So I had this idea, and I had also been putting stuff down about 5 years ago about how I would launch this again, and doing it right with the right equipment. And I'm not 17, 18 years old anymore. So I'm 48. So a couple of motorcycle crashes, a couple injured knees, soccer injury, So you have to do things with the right thing, and we built ours around the truck first because we're going to do snow plowing in the winter, next winter, and everything from cutting wood for firewood for people and all that stuff. So you have to have an idea, and you have to have a plan, and then you have to commit to it, folks. Look. Crowdfunding is not easy, but it's not as terrifying and hard either. You just have to have a goal, and you have to be willing to keep putting it out there, and you have to keep telling yourself, why am I doing this? I'm not here trying to, I've not got a gimmick for a get-rich-quick thing. I have two dependent kids at home, another one that's in her 20s, just turned 20, and she's down with the grandparents, and she's got a full-time job down there. And so I still have 2 dependents at home. One's turning 16 this summer, and the other's 10 years old. So that's my plan, and that's why I keep putting it out there. And you got to keep doing it, even if people say to you, "Oh, you're bugging me." You know what? Other cultures get this better than we North Americans do. They'll come over here. I've seen it. I've worked with them many times. They'll come over. Everybody lives together in one house. They'll buy a store. They'll buy that house together, and everybody works to pay that one down. And then they get another store, and they all work together until everybody that came over all has their own businesses, and everybody has their own thing, and they did it together. So, you know, I think us North Americans are going to be waking up pretty quick to realize our standard way of thinking, I can do it on my own, has to move to the side, and we have to start saying to each other, you know, I believe in you, and if you succeed, I succeed, and having that kind of a joint mentality. You may agree with me, you may not. I'm just putting it out there. I hope it helps somebody to at least do the research and start doing the idea and start thinking it through. And then you have to have the personality too that says, well, these people have empowered me, and I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my very best. I'm going to keep slugging away. It's the way I've taken on my PTSD and my depression and my anxiety is I am not going to quit. I'm going to be indefatigable, but harnessed and smart. So anyway, that's Sean from the Fish Den, and if you are able to help us, then great. Thank you. Words of encouragement are also, and if you're in the South River area up to Powassan, I'll even do North Bay if I get enough houses to go. So anyway, God bless you, and have a great night.